Hi guys, Rhonda without an H here with you. So today I want to take you on a new journey with me. I have acquired a set of small 4x6-inch encyclopedias. They're Funk and Wagnall New Standard Encyclopedia. They're 1935. I got a set of 10 of them several years ago. Then I planned on making journals with them, but I've just been busy doing other things, and I just decided, you know what? I'm going to give it a go. And I would like to take you on this journey with me, if you would like. I'm going to try really, really hard to create on camera so you can see and hear and watch my process to see if there are things that, tips and whatnot that you might find interesting in your art. Okay, so let me tell you about it. If you want to join this journey with me, you will need to acquire a hardbound book. I'm going for small, and that's what I recommend, but if you're uncomfortable with small and you want to do a larger book, that's fine. But I would pick a book that has some interesting front pages. And by that I mean something that's maybe nicely yellowed, if you can. And see, this has got this writing I find is very interesting. And the copyright, this is how I know this is a 1935. It's not a first edition or anything of that nature. But it also has these wonderful little images here and there in some of them. I haven't looked through the whole thing. But anyway, so pick a book that you can gut. And by gut, I mean take the insides out. Like, this is something that I started. And actually, I started, and then I thought, oh, I need to take my friends on this journey if they would like. So that's what I'm doing, kind of backtracking a little bit so you can catch up with me. So you're going to want to pick a book that you can take the insides out. And by that means there needs to be a space between the spine of the book pages and the spine of the book. Some books you will find are glued to the spine, and those won't work for this particular project unless you want to rip them all out laboriously, which it's up to you. So you're going to want to pick a book. You're going to want to gut it, cut it out, the pages from the spine. And these are my leftover pages from the spine that I have already gutted. But I'm going to show you just briefly how I do that, just so you get an idea. You'll need an X-Acto knife or a sharp something similar. And you are going to very carefully, trying not to go through the book binding itself, the cover, the journal cover. So you're just going to very carefully, and this you have to be patient. Okay. I am just continuing this process. You see, I actually had to remake this video. I tried it once, and I got seasick. And I said, woo, if you're getting seasick, your friends are probably throwing up right now. So I'm trying to be a little less loosey-goosey all over the place and have a little more. Just quiet and patiently cutting. Okay, that's good. We got that side done. So that's basically what you're doing, and you'll do both sides the same way. And then that's going to leave you, let me get another one so I can show you. And this is one I did earlier, so I don't take so much video time on both sides. So here's the inside of my book. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to trim up a little bit here where you've got the rough edges. And I just do that with a pair of scissors, paper, not my good fabric scissors, but just trimming close. But be very careful, because if you're not careful, you can cut into, again, your spine. So that's what you're going to want to do, is get your spine separated. Excuse me. And then you're going to want to prepare at least some of your pages to use. For instance, when I'm taking apart a book, and I actually have a video somewhere on my channel that I was doing an altered book in my altered book series, and I showed you how I removed the pages. Oh, this is done in the very same way. There'll be separate signatures. Let me show you if you can see little groupings together in a signature like what we do with our journaling and whatnot. Okay. And then when you find a signature, then you want to find the middle of it, and it will have thread or some type of a binding yarn or thread. Okay, let's see, is that, nope, got one more to go. Let me do I'll just show you this again real briefly, and let me bring that in a bit so you can see. And then I'm going to just very carefully take my X-Acto knife, and see, I'm reaching it underneath my threads, and there are 2 threads on this particular book, and it has 3. So then I can remove the pages in this signature, or most of the pages in this signature. They'll come out easily, and I haven't ripped them apart, which is wonderful, because that gives you the option of doing double page spreads and different things in your book if you'd like. So that's how I take them out, and you can do the whole book at one time, or you can just do 1 or 2 signatures, whatever you'd like to do. You're going to be using them. I'm going to be using them, and I'm encouraging you to do the same. All right, let's take that back out a little bit now. Now, the last 2 pages in a signature are glued down. They don't want to come out. They're hard. And I just leave those alone. And then I would continue, and I would go with my next signature and do the very same thing as what I did here. And that's what I've done. And then you're left with a very fine, kind of a flimsy, that'll just fold. The whole thing will just fold over really easily. And I want to use some of these images, like this is a great one. And it looks like I have one more signature here in the front that I could definitely use. Let me do this one more time. You can see how I've found the center with those threads. So I'm going to just very carefully pop those. And then this signature, for the most part, will come out intact. And I especially love the first part of the first signature because that's where I'm choosing to get my first page for my journal. Isn't that cool? I love that. All right. Okay, so not to belabor the fact, but that's the first. That's the first assignment, or if you will. So find a book. It needs to be hardback. It needs to be in good shape. It doesn't have to be pretty, but in good shape so that it's not all folded over and wonky. And take the insides out so you have your cover. And you can clean your cover. I will do something with mine because the texture of these really drives me nuts. It's just icky feeling. I don't know how to describe it, but it's just I don't know, it's a bumpy, but it's not a pleasant bumpy. Oh, did that make sense? Probably not. This one, I'll show you the difference real quick, and then we'll just wrap this video up. This was number 1, and I did wipe this down with a wet cloth, and you can see the difference. This was very dirty. And this is better, but I'm still going to either clear coat it or maybe even paint it a whole different, I don't know. But it's got these lovely ivory colored. I haven't touched this. This is natural. This is nature doing her job. So, next video, we're going to gather papers together, and I'm going to show you what I did to create the first kind of the opening page for my 3 signatures. Now you can do however many signatures you want, and your book can be any size you want, but I'm going with small because they're just fun. They're just fun and attractive. So, all right, guys, I hope you'll join me on this journey. I hope this has been understandable, and I hope to see you next time. Until next time, have a fabulous day. Bye now.